I was wondering if you were going to show up. I see Agrippa convinced you to run some errands. Tell me, is everything nice and clear now? Am I the villain? Good and evil. Such comforting concepts, but hardly applicable. Are you so blind that you see no good in me or evil in Agrippa?
Wait. The pilot is unstable and on the verge of falling over. So I'm guessing this is actually one type of ending, but we're going to go to the ending where we actually help Agrippa, so... Yeah. So we're not going to push those over. We're going to try to do something. Let's see if we can throw rocks or something at Alexander just to humiliate him. I mean, seriously, why do you have to be naked? Have you ever heard of, like, a tux or something? I mean, seriously, why do we have to look at that dingling thing? And you don't even look like Alexander. So the portal's meant to open, so let's see what my memos say. No memos available. I think we're at the end of the game, guys. It's just a matter of throwing Agrippa's head into the portal once it opens. So we have 80 tinderboxes. So yeah, tinderboxes are not really that much used. It's really used as a way to actually just gain some of your sanity. So slight headache and all good. So I think we're pretty good. This is actually quite inventive. Oh shit. You won't get away with this, you son of a bitch. That apparently didn't steal my health. Nice. So I'm guessing this is supposed to provide me enough time to actually push these over. So there's like 3 orbs in total or something. I don't know how many orbs there were in total, but yeah. So apparently one ending we have to try to push this over, but we're going to do that another time. So yeah, there's like 4 different endings to this game, and one of them is throwing Agrippa's head into the portal.
A whole other world. Isn't it beautiful? I can finally return home. But you, I am softer. You won't be able to enter. You are still tainted, branded by the shadow. It will consume either way.
Who's talking? Do something. No.
Please, let me go.
Oh, shoot. I failed. So after all I've done, descending, I failed. Now he's just getting the worst memories of whatever. I failed you, Agrippa. I failed. So I'm supposed to throw it while he was talking. When you have to shoot, don't talk.
Thank you, my friend. Your sacrifice won't be forgotten. You will be celebrated forever.
Wow. Wow. So guys, that was Amnesia, The Dark Descent, and I'm going to be showing the other endings, hopefully in the same video if I can actually shorten it up and all that. So, what is my opinion about this game overall? Well, I probably might give a final opinion once I actually see the other endings to this game, but in terms of whether or not I like it or not, I actually really like it, and in terms of how scary it is, it's actually a really scary game. And yeah, I guess I wasn't kind of like freaking out like all the other people were, like you see them on YouTube and such. But I think the thing is, they're playing custom stories. Or, well, unless, of course, they're playing the original game, then things come out of nowhere, then yeah, that's going to scare them. But the thing is that I'm kind of careful when I do this, and I kind of just remain calm, which is why I'm not freaking out as much. So, yeah, I'm sorry I don't really do much of screaming, but I think this session, actually, I kind of just freaked out a few times when the Gatherers went after me and when the Iron Maiden scared the shit out of me. And not once was I chased or attacked by a brute. Jesus Christ, it's actually hot in here. Hope I can open my window if the alarm is not on. So guys, that was Amnesia: The Dark Descent. So, special thanks to near and dear support and patience, Wirefire Games, and all that sort of such. So yeah, I actually really like this game. And in terms of playing it a second time, I guess it's kind of different depending on how you actually get to the descent. But I think playing it again won't be as scary if you suspect whatever to happen. TYR299. So that was the bad ending where the villain actually wins. So I didn't intentionally make the villain win. I was actually trying to get Agrippa's head in there, but that was one ending. So that was the bad ending. So I'm gonna see if I can try to do the other endings. So I really hope you actually enjoyed this game. So I'm gonna be continuing on and see if I can actually get the other two endings. And there's the secret fourth ending where I just stay in the prison and do absolutely nothing. I might show that as well if I do have time, because I think I can actually get to certain save points when playing the game.
I was wondering if you were going to show up.
Yep.
I see Agrippa convinced you to run some errands. Tell me, is everything nice and clear now?
Sure.
Am I the villain? Good and evil. Such comforting concepts, but hardly applicable. Are you so blind that you see no good in me or evil in Agrippa?
I trust Agrippa. I trust Agrippa more than you. What the? Huh? Wait, is it because I was actually trying to push that it was on the verge of falling over? Okay, so I don't think there's really much I can do besides try to push this over and accidentally reveal the revenge ending. So yeah, from my understanding, the bad ending is when he actually gets into the portal back to his homeworld and actually wins, and I'm consumed by the shadow, with my last memories of pretty much being all the terrors that I've done and what Alexander did to me. And the good ending, I think, is actually helping Agrippa. But then what would that mean to me? Because I trust Agrippa to actually help me, so I have to figure out, would helping Agrippa help me, or is he just using me to help himself? And I guess pushing this over would actually be the revenge ending to actually kill Alexander. But the real question is, would the Shadow actually kill myself if the Shadow realizes that I put my efforts in to actually stop the portal from being opened, but therefore I have betrayed Agrippa? So either way, I kind of feel sorry for the other two endings. I mean, one ending with Alexander winning, yeah, I don't want that to happen. But for my revenge ending, revenge is not the answer. So I think the one where I push this over and the one where I let him in are considered the bad endings, but actually helping Agrippa is considered the good ending. After all the terrors that Daniel had to do torturing many people, then I guess the good that he can do is actually help someone get back to his home world.
A whole other world. Oh. Isn't it beautiful? I can finally return home.
Come on.
But you, Softy, you won't be able to enter. You are still tainted, branded by the shadow. It will consume you.
Guess again.
You fool! You have ruined us!
Bye, Agrippa. Did Agrippa betray me? Wait. Is this some sort of afterlife? Where am I?
There he is. Do you see him, Vaya? He deserves so much more. Please, help him. I know you can. Don't worry, Daniel. It will be all right.
So Agrippa never did betray me. Wow. I think that's the best ending out of all of them. But I guess we'll see once we actually do complete the revenge ending. So yeah, out of all of the endings, I have to agree that that's probably the best ending. So the bad ending is when Alexander wins and therefore I fail Agrippa. Therefore, I pretty much die knowing that I become a murderer, all because of what Alexander did to me. So I'm guessing for this ending, this was the perfect ending. So by helping Agrippa, Alexander gets killed for all the crimes and sins that he's committed, whereas therefore I am killed, but I move on to Agrippa's world or something. Now, usually I would say that it would be better if I was staying in my very own world because, you know, I'm attached to it. But then again, I think Daniel's kind of separated from that world and everybody he knows is dead, so he might as well just enter another world and start off new. So therefore, if he does get revenge in the revenge ending, then where is that going to lead him? So there's one more ending after this, and I gotta say, this is a really well set up game, and I encourage anybody to play it. And if you're kind of watching this because this is part finale, then I would actually recommend you to actually try out this game, or heck, even do a blind let's play of it. It's actually better than you think it is. It's actually a pretty good game, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, there are some downsides, like, I guess the first hour is build-up, but to be fair, it's almost like the Hunger Games in a way, where the first hour was build-up before the kids actually had to fight in the games. So therefore, the hour build-up to it, I think, was perfect, because you have to fear nothing but unsettling events until you get adapted to that. So that was ODN314. What are those codes down below? I mean, those codes have to mean something or something. So there you go, guys. That was the good ending where we help Agrippa, and therefore Agrippa is able to actually use Johann Weyer, I think his name was, to actually help me. So I think that's probably the best ending out of all three, and 4 if you count staying in the prison. So let me try to see if I can actually find the one with the prison. But the problem is, I don't even know what the heck it's called. I mean, there's the transept, so it's after the transept, so it has to be cells. I'm just going to do the secret 4th ending before I do the revenge ending. So I think with this one, I actually have to stay in the cell until the shadow consumes me. Because apparently this is supposed to be another ending as well. So let's see what we can succeed in this. Whoa, I forgot you appeared. So this will be our last look at a gatherer. Nice sexy ass. Seriously, why is it when you look at the rear view of monsters, it doesn't help when they look sexy as hell?
You had me worried. Quite frankly, I'm not sure what to do with you. I hold no grudge against you, Daniel. We are so very much the same, you and I. Did you really drink from the amnesia mixture?
Yeah, you already asked this before.
It does explain so much of your behavior. You never did finish what you set out to do. You talked about redemption, how you would face the orb's shadow and save our work, and me. I will grant you another chance to redeem yourself. You can wait here and stop the shadow.
Guess what? I'm gonna screw you over.
Friend.
But first, before I screw him over... So I can actually break out. Whoa! So apparently this is supposed to be the other way out. Okay. So I can still pick this up. Yeah. And... No. What am I supposed to do with this Tetris block? Well, okay, so that's supposed to be the way out, so I'm not supposed to go through this way. Just come and consume me, Shadow. I might as well just end whatever I've started. Yeah, apparently the shadow's not popping up, so maybe I'm supposed to wait and not break anything. Okay, so I'll be right back. I'll just be right back so that way I can actually make sure I do it right. So yeah, there's the orb chamber. So cells, continue, and then just don't do anything, just wait for the shadow to come in. Because it did take me a while to actually figure out how to get out of that cell. And I actually did it one way and not really the way that I guess you were intended to. Hello! How you doing? How you doing, dude? You got nice ass. You got really nice ass. You gonna go off to your gatherer orgy? That's nice.
You had me worried. Quite frankly, I'm not sure what to do with you.
Okay, so I'll cut out because you've already seen this dialogue.
I hold no grudge against you, Daniel.
12 minutes later.
Is this it?
Please, let me go.
So I guess I have to wait for a very long time.
I'll never tell you.
Is that him fading away or something to heaven?
Thank you, my friend. Your sacrifice won't be forgotten. You will be celebrated forever.
Okay, so apparently the secret ending is actually very similar to Alexander's ending. Okay, so the code is the same as Alexander's ending, so basically that's the alternate to Alexander's ending. But since you have to be there for like, I don't know how many minutes, that many minutes, then it's pretty much just the alternate to Alexander's ending. So you can either end it in the prison, or you can actually end it in the orb chamber. But to do the ending for Agrippa or Daniel's revenge, you have to do it in the orb chamber. So, now that we actually discovered those 3 endings, including that one secret ending, then now it's time to do the revenge ending and actually see where that gets them, because chances are the revenge ending would actually only make Daniel worse, because it's just like Aunt May said, revenge is like a poison. It can take us over before we know it and turn us into something ugly. So, let's fuck up the ritual.
Good and evil. Such comforting concepts, but hardly applicable. Are you so blind that you see no good in me or evil in Agrippa.
Screw you. Let's try to tip this over, because I think this is close to tipping over. Sorry, I don't know what to do. How do you tip this over? Seriously.
No, don't do that. I realize you doubt my intentions. Why would I take such extreme measures to save your life? Maybe I'm saving mine too.
I guess we have to continue knocking these over. Because the ritual's still continuing, so I gotta continue knocking these over until the revenge is complete.
Stop it. You are ruining it.
That's the point!
So close, I beg you.
Well, hey, if you're
I'm
gonna...
just like you, Jack. A prisoner of circumstance, trapped in a world I no longer recognize. As you gain your freedom, will you deny me mine? We are so close, closer than I've been for centuries.
Come on. I think I had to move in like a certain direction or something to tip this over. Wait.
Killed us! You killed us both!
No, I killed you. So the shadow refuses to kill me because of what I did.
It was my greatest triumph, and I never looked back. You think I was afraid, fleeing Brennenburg? Huh. Quite the contrary. I knew it was my purgatory, hellfire made to wash away my sins.
Oh, I can actually walk in this. Wait, how did he get there? The elevator's broken.
There's no denying the things I've done, but I have paid my tribute. I gave them that awful man. I did the right thing.
By having revenge, which isn't the right thing. So where does this all build up to? So the castle breaks down or something? Actually, to be honest, the revenge ending is actually not as bad either. So guys, that was actually the 4 endings to Amnesia: The Dark Descent, and I already gave my opinions to what I thought of the game, and I really like it. I really like this game, and I think it's a really cool concept and such. And normally, I don't really like the idea of games having multiple endings, but at least there isn't that many. So I was able to show off the 3 plus the secret that is also the alternate to, like the alternate way to get Alexander's ending. So basically there was Alexander's ending, which is pretty much happily ever after for him, Agrippa's ending, which is pretty much saving Agrippa, but therefore Agrippa gets where to actually save me. But then the revenge ending, I pretty much betrayed Agrippa. So in a way, I think the revenge ending is still bad. I mean, yeah, I like the concept that pretty much everything he did in Brandenburg was kind of like his purgatory in a way, for him to actually do something so evil and eventually find redemption after he gets amnesia. So the revenge ending was actually pretty good, but the downside is poor Agrippa. Like, I had to pretty much just end him. So yeah, that sucked. But to be honest, I think the endings are really good endings. Alexander succeeding, which I think is actually a believable ending, because eventually a villain does have to win. Daniel getting revenge, it was actually a pretty good ending, better than I thought. It's not like it led to consequences. The only downside is that we betrayed Agrippa. I mean, sure, he may be demonic looking and different, but you know, he was a really great character. So we have Ike 271. Now, I don't know what these codes are. I might show this in a bonus video if I have time until I figure out what these codes are. So guys, that was Amnesia, The Dark Descent, and I'm really glad that I played this game, and I can't believe I managed to finish this game before I finally finished. So, yeah, Amnesia, The Dark Descent, I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed. So, in terms of who would be suitable for this game, I guess anybody who is like not really into horror games, I would recommend trying this out, because in a way I kind of see it as a good introductory to horror games, and therefore I think it actually serves much respect to the horror genre. Because in terms of the horror genre, whenever I see horror genres done in movies, they're either over the top and silly, not scary but just completely gruesome. An example would be Saw, and well, ridiculous would be Chucky, for example. It's scary, but it's very cheesy. In terms of horror movies that are done right, I can't really think of much, to be honest. And I know there's like horror TV shows that you can watch, say like The Walking Dead or something, that a lot of people acclaim, but I still have yet to watch, so don't spoil the show for me. And the other show that I've been watching that was a horror show was Supernatural, and people either consider it a good show or a bad show. I personally consider it to be a pretty good show, especially with the 5 seasons. Once it gets to season 6, it does kind of drift away from being good, and it goes from either being good to complex to mediocre to bad writing, but I really like Supernatural, and it does actually pay really good respects to the horror genre. So, Amnesia: The Dark Descent did not disappoint me whatsoever. And it actually did scare me at moments, even though I try to hide it and remain calm on webcam. Trust me, I was actually playing some of this at lunch, at school, where you think I have company around with lights around, so therefore I'd be less scared. But boy, when I was going through the prison a second time, it was like, holy crap. I just can't imagine going through the choir, since I haven't been chased by a brute. So, Amnesia: The Dark Descent. I don't see why PewDiePie actually doesn't, like, putting this game down and trying something else. Actually, I think he's been putting the game down because playing custom stories have been repetitive for him. And yeah, in terms of custom stories, I do have one which is Nintendo Castle Horror, but there's a few errors on it, so yeah, I probably won't be doing Nintendo Castle Horror anytime sooner. It's pretty much just a trolling game. There really is no monsters in it. It's just a bunch of jump scares just trying to scare the hell out of you. So in the future, I might actually do some Amnesia custom stories depending on how much you guys want to actually see more Amnesia done by me. However, it won't be done from this laptop. It'll actually be done from my other computer. But chances are, if I do actually get a laptop, then I will actually try to continue more of Amnesia. But at the same time, I'm actually working off of a Mac, and most of the custom stories have only been working on the PCs. But that doesn't mean it hasn't been working on the Mac at all. It's just been mostly working on the PCs. And I don't really have a PC laptop. I mean, we do have PCs, it's just I don't use them. So, yeah, chances are I will be playing custom stories. In terms of this game, I probably might play it once in a while. try to get through the game. But I gotta say, I really like the game, and I would definitely recommend anybody to play it if, for one, you want to actually get used to the horror that this game actually represents. And it's actually really easy to adapt to. I think one thing that you should do is maybe watch a lot of custom stories of PewDiePie, because I'm a subscriber of PewDiePie, and I've watched a lot of his Amnesia custom stories, and I think it's because of that I got used to the scares, because a lot of the custom stories he does is jump scares, really. And really the only jump scare in this game was pretty much... actually, there were a few jump scares. I mean, there was one in the storage, but I think the main jump scare was pretty much the one where I came across the Iron Maiden. That scared the shit out of me. So... I think the Iron Maiden scared the hell out of me. The Gatherers that came out of nowhere when I was actually going back to the Chancel. So, yeah, this was a really good game. I would recommend anyone to try it. But, of course, not anybody who's at a young age. Because this game is really intense. Especially with the session that I played where it involved torture. And really brutal torture, really. So, yeah, this game does get more intense the more down you go. But at the same time, it does get addictive in a way that it makes you want to carry on. And I think it's because people are not interested. Either A, they're just asshole trolls, or B, they never actually got to the, what was the room? It was the room just at the entrance hall. I can't think of the room right now, but it's where we actually meet our first monster just down below. I had the name on the tip of my tongue, but what was it? I think I might be able to find it in here. Apparently I can't. So, will I be doing any more of Amnesia? Well, actually, wait. There's one more Amnesia game that I might possibly do, and that's the Amnesia Justine. That's another thing I can do. But if I'm to do that, I think I'm going to wait until, like, Halloween. I'm going to wait till Halloween before I actually do Amnesia Justine. And also, if you don't know, Amnesia, A Machine for Pigs was supposed to be released during the end of May or something. But it got delayed again. And this time it's going to be on Halloween 2013. Which was ironic because it was supposed to be released on Halloween back in 2012. But... yeah, I guess they were worried about the apocalypse ending, that they didn't want to actually make people insane before the apocalypse actually does happen. But since we know it's not going to happen, then release it for Halloween 2013. I'm pretty sure a lot of users are actually going to get into it. And if I do have the money to get it, then I will actually get Amnesia, A Machine for Pigs, and play through it blind just like I did with this game. So, this game didn't disappoint, and it was a pretty scary game. I recommend anybody to play it, and I'm repeating things over and over again. So in the future, I probably will be playing Amnesia Justine, Amnesia Machine for Pigs, and custom stories eventually. And I don't want to be just like PewDiePie where eventually I get rich, because, to be honest, he has more energy than I do, and I don't know where he gets his energy. But to be honest, I think I kind of got the energy for this session, which I think is probably my best session. Just based on pretty much the insanity I had to go through in the choir. So, yeah, this was a really good game. I give it a thumbs up. I probably give it a 9 out of 10 because it wasn't perfect, but it was really good. So, there you go, guys. This is Nitsa Gamer signing off with Amnesia The Dark Descent, and I'll see you guys in my future Let's Plays. Goodbye. Oh, and you may want to be careful with the grunt behind you.